I'm highly suspicious of this tree.
What's wrong with that tree?
That was a normal tree.
It looked totally nice, right? I want one of those in my front yard.
Welcome to Dolphin Dream House.
Yeah, welcome back to the show, everybody. Thank you so much to everyone who's been subscribing. Let's go ahead and like this video, subscribe to Dolphin Dream House, and get right into the most mysterious and strange videos on the entire internet today.
They're normalizing a condition that makes us see demons. Allegedly, a rare neurological disorder that morphs regular human faces into a demon face. And I think you can guess what some people are already insisting this condition really is. It's called PMO, prosopomorphopsia, or commonly known as just demon face syndrome, which distorts the vision of whoever has it if they stare at a human face for too long, slowly transforming it into one with demonic-looking features. Ears, mouth, and eyes getting stretched back with deep grooves forming around the face. University researchers working with someone diagnosed with PMO created this digital representation of the syndrome, and well, this is what he sees. The scientists admit they don't actually know what the cause of the condition is, and the worst part is you're not born with it, nor do you gradually ease into it. You can develop it overnight with absolutely no warnings or preconditions whatsoever. Just like people like Victor Shara, who just woke up one day and saw demon faces everywhere. What's even more concerning is that there doesn't appear to be a cure to this. It can go away naturally after a few weeks, but in the case of Victor Shara, it's been going on for years since 2020. But he did find a way to reduce the severity of the symptoms that the military has actually known about since the 60s. Because actual demons is exactly what the US military saw in the Vietnam War between 1967 and 1971. So when night vision goggles were first issued, they were actually with a red filter as opposed to the typical green we have now. And multiple military units reported seeing flying demons while wearing them, all on record. It got so bad that helicopter gunners would even empty full clips into these supposed flying demons only to realize nothing was actually there. And ground troops wearing these red light night vision goggles saw the same thing, strange entities in the jungles and trees of Nam. So the military banned the red night vision goggles, replaced them with green, and the report stopped. Which also happens to be exactly how Victor is avoiding his demon face syndrome, reporting that wearing green tinted glasses has significantly improved his condition. So is the color green some sort of anti-demon repellent? Maybe this screen was a good idea after all. Now, the strangest part is there have been only 81 cases of this disease reported in history, which is insanely low, virtually no one, and we typically don't report on conditions this rare on a mass scale. Yet it was reported on in national news across the country in 2024, and all major media outlets wrote and spoke about it in lockstep with each other as per usual, which is having a handful of free thinkers insist this is their way of hiding demons, aliens, shapeshifters, or whatever sort of supernatural entities that live among us in plain sight, hypothetically giving us the perfect excuse to downplay the existence of real demons walking among us by blaming it on a scientifically backed neurological disorder with a really long name. What would you do if you woke up one day and everyone around you looked like that? Well, I guess now we know getting a pair of green tinted glasses is the only right answer.
Alright, something's up whenever the mass media starts moving in lockstep and reporting on the same thing all at once. You know it's a giant psyop.
Yeah, and they're like, don't worry if you start seeing that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if I started seeing people's faces look like demons, I'd be worried about it.
My sister taught this to me, and it's been working good for Granny ever since. So this is cherry. Now, I don't have a measuring spoon here with me. So about a tablespoon is what I do. But y'all can get your own measuring spoon. But a tablespoon of that, the 2 pumps equals 2 tablespoons. Stir it up and I drink it an hour before bed. But the reason my sister taught me this was my daughter, she was bedridden. The inflammation and things just took her body over, and she had things in her body that she couldn't fight. So my sister drove it up to the holler in the Missouri Ozarks from her home on down in Arkansas. And I'm going to tell you, I sat there and watched it transform her body. And I knew right then, she was able to get up out of that bed. She got up and she lost a bunch of that weight. And she got healthy and she got back on her feet from a little cherry. Can you imagine? But that's the granny way. Y'all come back now here.
Now that's a home remedy I can get behind.
Listen, whatever Granny tells me, I'm gonna follow her advice. When you get to that age and that level of coolness, you've got my respect and I'll listen to you.
Ran across this long 1888 news article out of St. Louis about the mound builders. And don't you think it's a little funny that we're still calling them the mound builders well over 100 years later after this article? It almost seems like they don't want us to know their real name. And once you start to lay out all the puzzle pieces just within this article, you start to understand why their real name has not been given to us. One of those puzzle pieces is Piazza, which means the bird that devours men. And this mythical creature was everywhere. It was on cliffs up and down the Mississippi Valley. Marquette described it with deer-like horns, red eyes, beard like a tiger, and a long tail. This dragon-like monster wasn't just found in the Mississippi Valley. It was also in the Yucatan on its sculptured walls. Even in Aryan mythology, they find this creature. But then, it doesn't talk about mythology anymore. It talks about what's being found in North America at this time. It is, of course, well known that the fossil remains of gigantic creatures of the flying reptile order have been found in Nebraska, Colorado, Dakota, and Wyoming, which far surpass the fabled dragons in proportions. Some of them were over 100 feet long. Now, that gentleman, he named out 4 states that was found in, but he left out one, which is Montana, because this miner in the Montana mountains found something very, very similar. He had discovered the petrified skeleton of an enormous reptile, perfect in every detail from head to tail. The bones of the head showed plainly that the monster was well equipped for aggressive warfare. Curved fangs hinged to the upper jaw, 18 inches long, lay in place in what was once a huge mouth, which could open easily 4 feet. The monster lay in nearly a straight line, and Mr. Hardy found upon pacing it off that it measured upwards of 120 feet. About 50 feet from the head lay a number of bones that appeared to belong to the skeleton, and which Mr. Hardy concluded were the wings. Judge Watson, who has read much on prehistoric mammals and fossils, states that this is probably the only perfect specimen of a dragon in existence. So how many old articles, symbols, depictions do we need to admit that this place was and still is far more mythical than we could ever imagine? Love y'all. And have a good day.
I'm sorry, what? Did he say 130 feet long? All I know is if I ran into one of those out in the wild, still alive, I'd be running so fast.
And I would not be dragging my feet.
The following video comes from a woman with the handle name of Biker Witch. Her husband was driving down a remote road in Ohio when he captured something truly out of this world, what appears to be a bright, glowing UFO just literally hovering above him. I don't think he was supposed to capture this, but he did. Take a look at this footage, comment below, let us know what you think. Is this our technology or is this alien?
I definitely don't think that was a bird.
No, I don't either, and I also don't know why UFO sightings always take place over states like Ohio or Iowa or Kansas. Go to a highly populated area and show everybody what you got. This might be Walmart rolling out their new drone deliveries or something, but if not, I don't know what the heck that was.
The boardroom for the fallen angels. There's 200 fallen angels according to the book of Enoch. 200 angels descended to earth. 200 people for religious meetings can meet at the top of that pyramid. That's the hole in the middle of the boardroom. That hole right there. Right down there. Over the hanging gardens. Those hanging gardens. I know. The hanging gardens of Babylon. The boardroom is over the Hanging Gardens in the pyramid. That's the sign on the elevator. At the top of that pyramid, right there. If you don't have wings when you go through the boardroom table, you're going to end up right there. And they were in all 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. All about the Watchers is written in Enoch, Book 1. And if you go to my link tree on my bio page, that codex that I make, it has the Book of Jubilees in it, Enoch 1, the Book of Jasher, the Book of Gad, and the Gospel of Nicodemus, the descent into the underworld. And the underworld doesn't have a lobby with a glass pyramid in it. The Knights of the Round Table over the Hanging Gardens. I hope they don't hit this Jesus statue right here while they're bombing Lebanon, because Lebanon was tired. Right here in the book of Isaiah, it tells you that Lebanon shall see the glory of the Lord. Come on, you know I'm going to take you right there. All you got to do is scroll in, touch that little dude right there. Boom, bow, it all lights up. And then it's that blue dot right there on the bridge. Bam! It goes over and you scroll it, move it. 1, 2, 3. The glory of the Lord, right there. I go by Ezekiel 33:3, and that scripture says that when I see the sword fall upon the land, I blow the trumpet and warn the people, so like and follow the trumpet for more. And in Jesus' name, have a blessed day.
Astana looks like an insane city.
And it's the capital of Kazakhstan. That is crazy to me that the fallen angels rule the country over there. But really, what country on earth don't the fallen angels run?
Right. All of the information that's coming out at the minute is pretty crazy. There's a lot going on in the background, which is kind of drowning out the noise of what's actually being released right now, especially within Congress itself. So, strap in. This is, mate, my brain, okay? Congressman Tim Burchett, he came forward recently, and I'm going to put all the clips at the end of this video, and saying that we are not alone. He said this on live TV, that we are not alone, right? It shocked everyone. And he's repeatedly said this, but he came forward on Newsmax, I think it was, and he said this loud and clear. That in itself is pretty telling, because he is in all aspects of the UFO know. He's been briefed on everything, and some of the things that he has said semi-recently is wild. I'm going to read them out. So, he claims the US government is running a secret UFO program, and we have items, or they have items, related to crashed UFO tech, okay? He's saying the quiet part out loud, and people need to listen. If the full classified information got out to the public, you'd be up at night worrying, and this country would have come unglued. Okay? He said the briefings are shocking, and that people would be stunned. And he further goes on to say, Burchett has pushed hard for full disclosure, saying the government has physical items and craft from these programs, but keep them hidden. Now, there's another controversial figure that people don't really like to say, but he is a former congressman, so there's some information he does say, but then there's other things that you need to take with a pinch of salt. But Matthew Getz, the former congressman, came forward as well and said he was officially briefed by a US Army officer in uniform while in Congress. The briefing covered secret alien human hybrid breeding programs. Secret alien human hybrid breeding programs. And this stuff is being connected to remote viewing, okay? To do with Mr. McGonagall, who's a CIA remote viewer. He's done all this kind of crazy stuff. The Monroe Institute, people having the gift to see into the beyond and tap into an information or an energy source that isn't openly accessible to the average person, I should say, or it is, but they're bridging the gap and bringing it closer to home on this realm where humans are. It's a mind mess. The humans involved were reportedly taken from war zones and migrant caravans. So this is suggesting that people that are going missing in these camps for entertainment purposes only, Mr. Algorithm, okay, we're just talking about what's been talked about, so don't shoot. People are being taken away for experimentation and crossbreeding programs, and people are just disappearing, right? And again, this is a massive suspicion, and especially with UFOs around the world, Matt and a few others as well, Shiv, we've been talking about for a long while of youngsters going missing and being taken. This is dark. This is seriously dark. The purpose of the program, according to the briefings, create hybrids capable of intergalactic communication with extraterrestrials. Again, bridging the gap. This is mad. Here's all the clips for you. Listen closely to what they got to say, and make your own mind up about what's going on. But people need to talk about this.
I've been 100% serious. I've been briefed by just about every alphabet agency there is. And I'll just tell you this, if they would release the things that I've seen, you would stay up, you'd be up at night worrying about or thinking about this stuff. We just need to disclose it all. I'm sick of it. Well, I was briefed. I'll just tell you this. I was briefed last week on an issue, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago. And it would have set the earth on it. This country would have come unglued, I think, if they would have heard all that I heard. They would demand answers, and we need to. But it's never going to get. Unfortunately, it just keeps getting covered up, and the people that know are dying or disappearing, as the case may be.
Wow.
And for the record, I'm not suicidal, and I don't take risks. We're in meetings and they give addresses and tell locations of items, I'll just say. And the public has a right to know, dadgummit. It's your tax dollars.
Absolutely.
Let's get it out there.
You got my attention.
Roswell, Area 51, Wright-Patterson down in Dayton, my home state of Ohio. We've been hearing about this stuff now for 70 years. That we have it, we don't have it. That we've re-engineered it, no, we haven't. I know you can't talk about much because you're an active member. But just give me a wink. Are we alone?
No, we're not. We're not.
Holy,
alone.
Wait a minute. Guys, did we just break that? Wait a minute. Is that April Fool's today, Tim?
No, it's second. No, we are not alone.
We don't make all them movies up just because somebody's creative in Hollywood and knows how to write that crap. They're getting this from somewhere.
Let me leave you with this one, Dan.
Okay.
I was in a meeting, and I'll just leave it at that as a meeting because I have a lot of meetings. Yeah, and if that was allowed to be told in the public, the wheels would come off. They would come off.
About.
Okay, that Congressman Tim Burchett, he said in the same sentence, basically, if all of this information was released, the entire country would be in shambles. And then went on to said, we need to just go ahead and disclose it. What's he saying here? What's your plan, Tim?
Humans panic and try to unplug it, and that's when it launches nukes and shuts everything down. Then in the Matrix, AI goes rogue. They decide to block out the sun because AI was being powered by the sun. Then, when there's no sunlight, AI goes, oh, let's just get our energy from humans, and that's when they make those human farms, which is very strange. But in Terminator, it's set between the year 2004 and 2029, where Judgment Day happens, and the machines go against and start unaliving bajillions of humans. I just find it interesting that at the same time, they're literally mass producing now humanoid AI robots. We also have the movie I, Robot. So many movies about AI wanting to enslave and control humanity. But yet people are sleepwalking into this whole thing right now. So is this predictive programming, or is this something we are going to witness whether we like it or not? But in the end, we prevail. I'm sure we will prevail, but how strange is it going to get between now and then?
I've never made that connection between the Terminator and the Matrix, but that's a really good point.
And the way things are going, it seems like our future's starting to shape out like one of those movie plots. So buckle up, buckaroos. Dude, the way that cat looked back at that balloon and then just kept on walking, sometimes that's how I am. Got this minor inconvenience, it's not actually causing you too much trouble, and it's not worth your trouble. Whatever.
Just keep on keeping on.
Just keep going.
And that's it for the video, you guys.
Yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with us, everybody. And once again, thanks everybody who's been subscribing and liking the videos. Go ahead and like this video, leave us a comment, and let us know what's up. We love you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.